you don't see it. But the world has already marked you. People notice. Some shrink when you walk into a room. Some bristle. Some test you with unnecessary comments. You call it awkwardness. You call it coincidence. It isn't. What you carry is an aura rare, sharp, undeniable. And because you carry it, you have been targeted since the beginning. People sense that you are not built to kneel, and that terrifies them. You are not struggling because you are weak. You are struggling because you are dangerous. But you haven't yet realized the weapons in your own hands. You are still asking for permission to exist. That is the mistake. That is the illusion that has kept you bound. The lie you were raised on is simple. That kindness earns protection. That patience guarantees reward. That selflessness ensures loyalty. Lies. The battlefield does not reward kindness. The battlefield respects strategy. Niccolò Machiavelli wrote not to comfort dreamers, but to sharpen killers of illusion. He did not waste words on hope. He wrote to expose reality. And reality is this. If you are not feared, you are food. You've seen it with your own eyes. How often have you sacrificed, waited, gave others everything only to be discarded the moment your usefulness ran dry? How often have you hidden your instinct, softened your edge, dimmed your fire, because you were told it would make you more likable? And yet, here you stand, ignored, underestimated, doubted. That is the tax of weakness. And still, something inside you refuses to die. That something is your aura of power. It leaks through the cracks, even when you try to bury it. But power is not some mystical gift. It is not charisma. It is not luck. It is war. It is the discipline to know what others ignore, to see what others deny, to act when others hesitate. And when that discipline is rare, it radiates. The aura you carry is not random. It is forged through resistance, sharpened by betrayal, branded into your flesh by every enemy who tried to erase you. Yet you have been blind. You think you are cursed, when in fact you are selected. The rare aura of power is not about being comfortable. It is about being hunted. Prey are not hunted because they are weak. They are hunted because they are valuable. Diamonds are mined, not dirt. And you, your instincts, your endurance, your refusal to collapse completely, those are what mark you as rare. But Machiavelli would spit on you if you stopped at recognition. Power unused is as worthless as power denied. Do you understand what this means? It means your aura is already shaping the battlefield, but your strategy has not caught up. You are like a commander with troops who wait endlessly at the border, while enemies fortify and surround. You are strong, but strength without execution is suicide. The first illusion you must bury is that people treat you badly because you lack worth. No, they treat you badly because they sense your worth. Weakness attracts neglect. Power attracts sabotage. When the lion cub walks among sheep, the flock does not celebrate it. Panics. That panic is what you have mistaken for rejection. In truth, it is recognition. You are not invisible. You are too visible, too sharp, too alive. That is why you confuse people. That is why they either worship you or despise you. Rare auras are polarizing by nature. You were never meant to blend. And yet blending has been your addiction. Ask yourself, who taught you to hide? Who conditioned you to play small? Teachers, parents, friends, did they reward your raw edge or punish it? Did they tell you to lead or to get along? Did they celebrate your refusal to bow? Or did they shame you for arrogance? The conditioning worked. You carry their voices like chains. You mistake suppression for morality. But morality without power is impotence. And Machiavelli despised impotence. He observed men as they were, not as they pretended to be. He saw clearly. Most will betray when it suits them. Most will sell loyalty for survival. Most will serve whoever has leverage. The rare few, those who understand the battlefield, are the ones who command. That is the truth. You resist because it feels ugly. But reality is not obligated to be pretty. Reality is war. Look closely at your life. How many betrayals have you endured? How many masks have you seen ripped away? Each one was reconnaissance. Each one was intelligence gathered behind enemy lines. And yet you wept over it instead of studying it. You cursed the traitor instead of mapping their tactics. You called it heartbreak instead of battlefield attrition. That is why your aura radiates confusion instead of command. You misread the signs of power as signs of punishment. Understand this. Your aura is not for peace. It is for strategy. The universe did not lace you with intensity for you to play servant. It did not sharpen your instincts for you to be a sacrifice. Your aura is a weapon, rare, heavy, and feared. That is why you intimidate without trying. That is why you cannot keep friends who crave mediocrity. That is why lovers feel consumed by you. It is not a curse. It is signal fire, but here lies the cost of staying naive. If you continue to seek comfort instead of strategy, you will be bled dry. Every manipulator will drain you. Every coward will cling to you. Every rival will sabotage you. And you will blame yourself while they feed on your aura. Machiavelli would laugh at such waste. He would tell you, command or be commanded. That is all. Power never exists, in theory. It exists in demonstration. You can no longer afford the luxury of softness. Your battlefield is now. Your aura demands it. You must stop explaining yourself. Stop apologizing. Stop watering your fire for those who choke on smoke. Power is not polite. It is decisive. Do you want clarity? Here it is. You hold a rare aura of power if people either admire you or hate you. Never neutral. If your presence shifts rooms. If you intimidate without speaking. If betrayals have stalked you. If mediocrity cannot hold your loyalty. If you feel a constant tension between who you are and the roles you're forced into. If you have always known, deep inside, that you were not built for chains. These are not random struggles. These are signs of a rare aura, but signs mean nothing if you remain unarmed. The cost of ignoring them is permanent subjugation. Every day you delay is another day your enemies fortify. Another day your energy leaks. Another day your aura feeds others instead of feeding you. Machiavellian strategy dictates one thing above all: discipline. You must sharpen observation. Study reactions as if they are troop movements. Notice who looks down when you enter, who stiffens, who mimics you. These are signals. This is intelligence. The aura is real, but without reconnaissance, you will misfire. You will burn allies or trust enemies. Discipline corrects this. Do not confuse being feared with being hated. Fear is respect in its purest form. Love is fleeting, conditional, dependent on circumstance. Fear lasts. Machiavelli taught this cold law, not as cruelty, but as clarity. If you are loved, you may or may not be obeyed. If you are feared, you will be obeyed. And obedience is the currency of power. Your aura already commands subconscious obedience. The problem is that you hesitate. You soften. You dilute. You sabotage yourself before others can. This hesitation is the rust on your blade. If you wish to carry your aura like a weapon instead of a wound, you must act. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Now, this is the first flank you must strike. Stop trying to win over everyone. You cannot, and you should not. Your aura was not built for universal acceptance. It was built for command. Waste no more resources, supplying enemies with mercy they did not earn. Your aura is your supply line. Guard it with military precision. And second, cut the weak links. If someone consistently drains, doubts, mocks, or undermines you, they are an infiltrator. Treat them as such. Do not negotiate with spies. Do not explain to traitors. Cut them out with the same coldness you would sever a failing rope before it drags you into a pit. Strategy is not sentimental. It is survival. This is only the beginning. You have lived as if you were waiting for permission to rise. That permission will never come. The battlefield does not hand out invitations. It respects only those who march forward. Regardless of reception, your aura is not asking you to be nice. It is demanding you to be sovereign. You can either accept this demand or decay under the weight of enemies who already see what you deny. You hold a rare aura of power. That is both the gift and the threat. And unless you align your strategy with it, it will devour you from within. The third flank you must secure is your mind. Discipline is not just in action, but in perception. You see insults as wounds. Stop. Insults are reconnaissance. Every time someone mocks you, they expose their own fear, their insecurity, their weak flank. Why do you absorb it as truth? That is how the naive bleed. The Machiavellian mind takes insult as free intelligence, as enemy maps laid open, as supply lines revealed. You do not defend against it. You store it. You use it. Your aura threatens because it reflects what others lack. Weak men cannot stand before a mirror. Weak women cannot bear being overshadowed. The rare aura forces reflection, and reflection is unbearable to those who hide. So they attack. So they gossip. So they plot. And you cry. You retreat. You call it unfair. Of course it is unfair. The battlefield is not designed for fairness. It is designed for survival. You want a strategy. Stop demanding fairness. Demand advantage. When someone betrays you, your first instinct is despair. Train it instead to calculation. Who gained? Who lost? Who else benefits? Each betrayal is a troop movement. Map it. Study it. The aura becomes unbreakable when you stop personalizing warfare and start mastering it. You confuse exhaustion with failure. You are not failing, you are drained by carrying others. Look at your history. Every weak companion clung to you. They took your energy, your vision, your drive, as if it was theirs. Parasites survive by draining lions. And lions allow it because they still doubt their own teeth. That doubt is your true enemy, not them. Doubt is the general sabotaging you from within. Do you think generals in war stop mid-battle to ask if they are worthy? No. They command. They act. They strike. You hesitant, doubting, apologizing. You are a general acting like a recruit. And that is why your aura feels heavy instead of liberating. It was meant to command battalions, not carry beggars. You hold a rare aura of power if people constantly test you. Why? Because predators test prey before devouring, but they also test rivals before submitting. If you pass the test, they yield. If you fail, they feast. Life is not a classroom where failure means retry. It is combat where failure means erasure. Every test is an ambush. Stop walking blindly into them. You have noticed how people mimic you. Words, gestures, even your silence. They pretend it is coincidence. It is not. It is submission. They steal because they cannot create. They mirror because they cannot originate. Your aura makes them feel inferior, so they copy, hoping to absorb your edge. And instead of claiming authority, you let it slide. You act flattered. You act small. Why? A true strategist marks copycats as soldiers already conquered. They obey you unconsciously. Your only task is to decide, exploit, or eliminate. Niccolò Machiavelli would remind you, affection is not loyalty. Gratitude is not security. Human beings follow only two chains, fear or self-interest. If you are neither feared nor useful, you are abandoned. If you hold aura but refuse to command, you become a tool in someone else's arsenal. They feed on your intensity. They deploy your energy. They harvest your aura for their battles. And you wonder why you feel drained. There is no neutrality in the field of power. Every step is either advance or retreat. Every silence is either strategy or surrender. Which is yours? You like to think neutrality protects you. Wrong. Neutrality exposes you. When two armies clash, the neutral village is looted by both. The same happens in life. If you refuse to align with your aura, others will weaponize it for themselves. Here is the brutal truth. Most people are not strategists. They are pawns. They want comfort, not clarity. They want security, not sovereignty. They fear freedom because freedom requires responsibility. That is why your aura isolates you. You are not a pawn. You cannot fit in the herd. And when you try, you create dissonance. That dissonance irritates them. They push you out. You think it is rejection, but it is exposure. The battlefield has identified you as different. You can curse it, or you can command it. You want to know the cost of ignoring this? Look at the broken ones. The men who once had fire in their eyes, but now shuffle like ghosts. The women who once radiated magnetism, but now cling to anyone who offers crumbs. They once carried aura. They ignored it. They bent. They softened. They begged. The battlefield devoured them. That is the future waiting for you, if you keep dimming yourself. Rare aura without strategy is not a gift. It is a death sentence. Do not misunderstand. This is not about arrogance. It is about clarity. Arrogance is blindness. Clarity is vision. Your aura gives you vision if you strip away the illusions. You see patterns before others. You sense shifts before they arrive. You detect weakness behind smiles. That is reconnaissance. Use it. Stop doubting it. Stop asking others if you are right. Each time you seek validation, you hand your maps to the enemy. Power requires decisiveness. Decide. Act. Adjust. That is the rhythm. The aura responds to movement, not hesitation. You hesitate because you still cling to comfort. Let it burn. Comfort is not safety. Comfort is sedation. Sedation is death. The fourth flank is discipline in isolation. You fear being alone because you confuse it with abandonment. It is not. It is a training ground. Commanders isolate before war. They sharpen blades, draft maps, train troops. They do not waste time begging neighbors to believe in them. Neither should you. Your aura will always isolate you because power cannot be forged in crowds. Crowds weaken. Solitude sharpens. If you fear solitude, you will never hold command. Look back. Your greatest moments of clarity came when you were alone. The betrayals cleared the noise. The loneliness forced reflection. The nights you thought were punishment were in fact your initiation. That is when your aura pulsed strongest. But you wasted it mourning. Stop mourning. Start forging. Machiavellian strategy is not healing. It is transformation. Healing asks, how do I feel? Strategy asks, how do I advance? You have wasted enough years asking how you feel. Feelings are weather. They change. Power is terrain. Terrain decides battles. Stop chasing weather. Study terrain. Your terrain is your aura. Command it. Every enemy has already sensed it. They already strategize against you while you still debate your worth. Pathetic. Unacceptable. Enough. From this moment, you must accept what they already know. You are dangerous. And if you doubt it, test it. Walk into any room and watch. You will see eyes shift, posture adjust, silence stretch. That is the aura. That is the field, bending. You pretend not to see it because you fear responsibility. But reality does not wait for your acceptance. It operates regardless. You are already a force on the battlefield. You are simply fighting unarmed. This is your turning point. You can continue like this, hesitant, drained, weaponized by others. Or you can march into alignment with your aura. That means discipline, cold strategy, ruthless precision. It means cutting weak links, fortifying supply lines, striking flanks, commanding loyalty through fear and respect. Not begging for affection. It means treating every betrayal as intelligence, every insult as reconnaissance, every rejection as confirmation. You want freedom? Then stop begging for it. Command it. Take it. Claim it. The aura will obey you once you stop resisting it. But the window is closing. Stay naive, and you will rot. Accept your sovereignty, and you will rise. You must now understand the fifth flank, control of perception. Power is not just what you are. It is what others believe you are. Your aura already sets the stage. But raw aura is untamed. Fire people feel it. But they do not yet know how to name it. This is why they whisper about you. Speculate. Project their fears. Left unmanaged. Their whispers become your prison. Managed correctly, their whispers become your crown. Machiavelli's brilliance was not in force alone. It was in theater. He knew perception is weaponry. Armies are moved by rumor as much as by steel. Kings fall to whispers before swords touch their throats. You are naive if you think your aura alone is enough. It must be reinforced by carefully crafted perception. This is psychological operations. You do not need everyone to like you. You need everyone to know they cannot dismiss you. That is enough. If you radiate inevitability, if you carry yourself as if defeat cannot stain you, even enemies bow. They might hate you, but they obey you. That is the law of the field. You must cultivate the discipline of mask and mirror. Show what destabilizes others, not what comforts them. When you are too transparent, you hand over your playbook. Stop it. Commanders never reveal full plans, only decoys. You must do the same. Never reveal everything. Speak less than you know. Show less than you have. Let others wonder what reserves you hold. Let them exhaust themselves guessing. Suspense is leverage. Silence is artillery. Mystery is a minefield. If people cannot read you, they cannot predict you. If they cannot predict you, they cannot flank you. Your aura already sparks. Suspicion. Use it. Feed it deliberately. Present contradictions. Leave trails of half-truths. Confuse observers until they doubt their own maps. This is not deceit for vanity. This is camouflage on the battlefield. If your enemies cannot locate your true position, they cannot strike effectively. Confusion is the ally of power. But hear this clearly. If you seek to be understood by everyone, you will be conquered by anyone. Understanding is intimacy, and intimacy is access. Too many have access to you. Too many know your thoughts, your emotions, your movements. That is why they outmaneuver you. You mistake confession for connection. Stop confessing. Start constructing. Words are bricks. Build fortresses with them, not open windows. This brings us to loyalty. You crave it. You search for it. You feel betrayed when it breaks. Fool. Loyalty is not permanent. It is not pure. It is a contract, signed daily, enforced by fear or benefit. When the benefit ends, or the fear dissolves, loyalty evaporates. This is not cynicism. This is law. You must stop expecting loyalty as a gift. Demand it as a condition. If people do not fear losing your presence or crave the advantage of being near you, they owe you nothing. Accept this or remain prey. The sixth flank, discipline in energy. Your aura is fuel, rare and volatile. When you scatter it everywhere, you weaken. How many times have you given passion, attention, intensity to people who did not deserve it? They left full, you were left empty. That is misuse of supply lines. In war, wasted supplies kill armies. In life, wasted aura kills sovereignty. You must ration energy with precision. Invest only where returns are strategic. If a relationship drains, cut. If an environment suffocates, exit. If a task consumes but produces nothing, abandon. Stop clinging to decayed corpses. Every moment spent on the unworthy is a soldier stolen from your battalion. Your aura is not infinite. Treat it like gold reserves, not loose change. You hesitate to be ruthless. You think ruthlessness is cruelty. Wrong. Ruthlessness is efficiency. In war, hesitation means casualties. In life, hésitation means decay. You are not cruel for protecting your energy. You are cruel for wasting it on those who never valued it. Machiavelli warned that mercy without power is weakness. Mercy is only respected when you have the capacity to destroy but choose not to. You extend mercy without capacity. That is not mercy. That is surrender. Build power first, then decide mercy. Not before. Your aura grants you natural magnetism. But magnetism without boundaries attracts parasites. Stop blaming them. It is not their job to stop feeding. It is your job to build walls. The aura is a fortress, not a marketplace. Treat it as such. The seventh flank, confrontation with fear. You fear your own force. That is why you dim. That is why you retreat. You are not afraid of failure. You are afraid of victory. Because victory means responsibility. Because victory means no excuses. Because victory means others will either bow or attack. You fear the spotlight that your aura naturally creates. And so you sabotage yourself before it arrives. This fear is the final enemy. It whispers that safety lies in blending, in dimming, in humility. Lies. Safety lies in dominance. The sheep are not safer than the wolves. They are slaughtered first. Blending does not protect you. It exposes you. Your aura betrays you no matter how small you try to act. The light leaks. The battlefield sees it. Fear is delaying the inevitable. So face it. Do not soothe it. Do not pray it away. Command it. Use it. Fear is energy. Soldiers march because they fear death. Leaders rise because they fear irrelevance. Harness it. Let it sharpen your edge instead of dulling it. Every general carries fear. The difference is that they chain it to discipline. You must do the same. The eighth and final flank. Embrace of isolation at the top. When you align fully with your aura, when you wield it without apology, you will be alone. Few can stand in the presence of raw command. Most will retreat. Some will plot. A handful will serve. That is reality. You will never again have the comfort of the herd. You will never again be universally accepted. And that is the price. You crave power and comfort. You cannot have both. Comfort is for the ruled. Power is for the ruler. Decide which you are. If you choose comfort, dim your aura. Surrender your edge. Bow your head. And accept slavery. If you choose power, sacrifice comfort. Sacrifice mass approval. Sacrifice ease. Stand sovereign. Command your field. Carry the aura not as a burden, but as a weapon. Machiavelli knew the ruler's loneliness. He knew the danger of exposure, the necessity of fear, the inevitability of betrayal, and still he chose clarity over comfort. That is why his name endures while the dreamers rot forgotten. You must do the same. Now the illusions are broken. You can no longer pretend you do not know. The signs are carved into your history. The betrayals, the polarization, the intimidation, the isolation, the exhaustion, all of it is evidence. You hold a rare aura of power. The question is whether you will continue to live as if you are cursed, or whether you will finally weaponize it. Enough waiting, enough doubting, enough bleeding. Command or be commanded. That is the only choice. And the battlefield does not pause for your hesitation. Do you understand now why you feel like you do not belong anywhere? It is not a curse. It is confirmation. Rare power never belongs in the herd. The herd exists to consume, to stabilize, to repeat. You exist to disrupt, to command, to reshape. You have wasted years trying to dissolve your difference, when the difference was the only proof of who you were. People will always treat you as a threat because you are one. They are not wrong. You can destabilize their illusions simply by existing. You can strip them of comfort simply by speaking. Your presence alone forces others to reveal themselves, whether as followers, traitors, or rivals. That is why you must embrace the aura without apology. You were never meant to be safe for them. You were meant to be sovereign for yourself. Machiavelli understood the weight of sovereignty. He saw rulers collapse because they wanted to be loved. He saw rulers survive because they demanded to be feared. And you still cling to the idea that if you are kind enough, patient enough, selfless enough, you will finally be accepted. Pathetic. There is no acceptance for those who carry fire. There is only respect or destruction. Choose which you will command. You want proof that your aura is rare? Look back. People have always told you that you were too much, too loud, too intense, too ambitious, too different. That is not criticism. That is confession. They are confessing that you make them feel small. And instead of recognizing it, you shrink. You believe them. You cut yourself down. You silence your voice. You trade power for scraps of approval. That is betrayal of yourself, but you are out of time for betrayal. You stand at the edge now. The aura will not leave you. It will not fade. It will only intensify until you align with it, or it crushes you from within. That is the brutal truth. Many who carried this rare fire went mad, destroyed by the very energy they refused to command. They drowned in self-doubt. They rotted in indecision. They decayed in dependency. You can join them, or you can rise above them. The battlefield has no patience. Neither should you. Look at your life like a war map. Who are your allies? Who are your traitors? Who are your enemies? Who are your spies? Stop pretending you don't know. You already feel it. Your instincts have always been right. The problem is that you silence them with hope. Hope is not strategy. Hope is poison when it blinds you to reality. Reality is reconnaissance. Trust it. From this moment forward, no more excuses. No more softness. No more bending. Every time you dim yourself for comfort, imagine handing your sword to your enemy. Every time you apologize for your strength, imagine digging your own grave. Every time you explain your worth, imagine signing a treaty of surrender. That is what you do when you betray your aura. You hold a rare aura of power if people follow you without knowing why. If rooms bend when you enter, if weak ones attack you before you've spoken, If betrayal stalks you like shadow, if you intimidate without intent, if you polarize every environment you touch, if you cannot tolerate mediocrity, if you feel perpetually exiled by the herd, these are not curses. These are marks of command. Do not waste them. And now, the final command. You must choose. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot cling to comfort and claim power. You cannot be universally liked and sovereign. You cannot dim and command. Decide. Either continue feeding others with your aura until you are hollow, or claim the weapon that has been burning in your hands since the beginning. Niccolò Machiavelli once warned that men who hesitate are already conquered. That law still stands. The world does not wait for your readiness. The battlefield does not adjust for your feelings. The aura does not pause until you are comfortable. You are already marked. You are already targeted. You are already too dangerous to be neutral. So rise. Cut the weak. Command the strong. Guard your energy. Wield perception. Exploit betrayal. Chain fear. Accept isolation. This is your strategy. This is your campaign. This is your sovereignty. You wanted signs? You wanted proof? Look at your life. Look at your history. Look at the chaos you cause simply by existing. That is the sign. That is the truth. That is the proof. Now stop hiding. Stop waiting. Stop bleeding. Step forward as you were meant to. The aura is yours. The power is yours. The battlefield is yours. And if you refuse it, then you deserve the chains you wear. Command or be commanded. There is nothing else.